Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to the match preview for Manchester City against Arsenal. If you're a subscriber, thanks again for stopping by. If you're new to the channel, make sure you leave a like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you comment your thoughts. And the question of the day for Manchester City's game, would you start Lacazette or would you opt for Martinelli or would you opt for Nketiah? That is the question of the day. Between those three, who would you start? Now, in this video, I'm going to take a look at all the previous meetings between Arsenal and Man City. Not all, but the recent times. Today, I'm going to dwell more on the away games against Man City and not the home games, but all of them have been terrible either way. Before I get into that, we just beat West Ham 1-0 the other day and Man City lost against Man U 2-0. Surprising. I thought they would actually help us in our fight for top 5 and stuff, but it was really disappointing. Manchester City's squad wasn't the best. He rested everyone for the Arsenal game. Like Marius wasn't there. Who else? David Silva wasn't there. Aguero went off early. Jesus came on. De Bruyne is injured. Walker didn't start. Mendy didn't start. So a really shocking kind of starting lineup from Pep Guardiola. But probably he doesn't want to lose to Arteta on Wednesday, and he wants his players fresh for that. And what I would say is they are gonna be a wounded lion. So we really have to manage this game well and play our hearts out. For our game against West Ham, it was a disappointing performance, yes, but what I always say about my team or about any other team, just win. Even if you play poorly, just win. So if I was given a 1-0 victory with a clean sheet against West Ham, I would take it. I wouldn't care how we played and stuff, but as long as you don't do that in every game, there's a time you have to win dirty here and there. All the champions, when Chelsea won their title, sometimes when Real and Barcelona win their titles, they don't always win 6 or 5 goals. Some games they have to scrap and win 1-0 and 2-0 and 2-1. Sometimes dig in, get a last minute penalty and stuff. So yeah, as long as you got the 3 points, I'm happy. That was 3 wins in a row after Newcastle and Everton. So what are the chances for us making it 4 wins in a row? The chances are slim, and that will show in my next segment of the previous meetings against Manchester City. Early in the season, we played them at the Emirates, of course, and it was a convincing win for City. What I was disappointed in that game was our midfield was too open. Xhaka wasn't around in that game. Ljungberg was the manager, and Guendouzi partnered Torreira in the midfield, and we were terrible. De Bruyne got so much space every single time. He could have had 4 or 5 goals in that game. Even in the second half, he got so many spaces, got into the pockets, got in the pockets of the midfield. I even thought maybe Arteta just told Guardiola that day, you know, I'm going to Arsenal. Let's just not score 6 or 7 because I'm going there very soon. So it was a disappointing performance that, and we conceded 3 goals in the first half. Some stats from that game. That was the first time we conceded 3 goals in a Premier League game since Man City did it again to us in 2018. And those are the only 2 times we've conceded 3 goals at the Emirates in the first half or any home game, even at Highbury. So that was really disappointing, and really this kind of stats don't fill you with confidence. Another stat from the game, that was Man City's 5th win in a row in the Premier League against us. The only time we've done that before, lost 5 games in a row in the Premier League against the same opponent, was in Manchester United in 1983 to 1985. That was also Guardiola's 6th victory against us. His record since he came, he's played 7 games against us, won 6 and drawn 1. Before Guardiola came to Manchester City, our Premier League record against them was played 38, won 23, lost 6 and drawn 9. So basically Guardiola has done better than every other Man City coach combined since the Premier League started in terms of beating Arsenal since he came in the few years he's been here. He's actually beaten us 6 times and drawn 1 in the last 7 games, and Man City only managed 6 wins in total since 1992 until before he came. Another stat from that game was we had the fewest shots on target since 2016. That was against Chelsea at home. Only 1 shot on target. The only times we've managed that was Everton 2010, only 1 shot. Chelsea 2015 and 2016, only 1 shot. So these are really depressing stats. I know I said I'm going to focus more on the away games. Just wanted to talk more about the game this season. So let's go back to 2018-2019, 12th August 2018, the first Emery game. It was a tough game, of course, for a new manager. We lost 2-0. Sterling scored, Bernardo Silva scored. City had 17 shots and we had 9. That was the first game, obviously, without Arsene Wenger since 1996. That day we had Bellerin, Mustafi, Socrates and Niles at the back. Not really the best defensive partnerships. For our away game, the ones I'm going to dwell on more now, 3rd February 2019, last year, we went to their place and lost 3-1. Aguero scored a hat-trick. City's opening goal was only after 45 seconds. That was the quickest Arsenal ever conceded since December 2014. Again, Manchester City had 19 shots, we had only 4. That day, surprisingly, we played a back five, Lichtsteiner was at the back. Oh God, Lichtsteiner. Mustafi, Koscielny, Monreal and Kolasinac. We also had a front two of Lacazette and Aubameyang, and Iwobi played behind them. I would like a front two of those of Aubameyang and Lacazette, but that defense back then was terrible. That bench also had El Neni, Denis Suarez, and Nketiah, Mavropanos, so doesn't really fill you up with confidence. I'm going to go through again quickly through the home games. March 1st, 2018, they came to the Emirates again and beat us 3-0. We played them in the League Cup final that season also, like a week before that, and they smashed us again 3-0. 2017, 5th November, Wenger's last game at the Etihad, we lost again 3-1. Kevin De Bruyne scored again, Aguero scored again, and Jesus scored. Lacazette came in, if you remember that game, Lacazette came in, got a consolation goal for us, or a goal that was supposed to get us back into the game because that goal made it 2-1, but within a few minutes again, Jesus scored a goal and the game was over. That day, we also played a back five, Bellerin, Koscielny, Coquelin, Monreal and Kolasinac. Sanchez played up front by himself. You remember the FA Cup the last FA Cup we won, we beat Man City in the semi-final. That was the last time we beat Man City. Also that season we drew 2-2 at home. We travelled again to the Etihad and lost again 2-1. Walcott scored an early goal after 5 minutes, but we came back in the second half and capitulated as usual. Sane scored and Sterling scored and the game was over. The last time we got something from Man City was in 2016, the 2015-2016 season. You remember Sanchez's good goal that game, we drew at 2-2. And the last time we beat Man City at their place was in 2015. We travelled there with Coquelin and Cazorla in midfield, also alongside Ramsey and Sanchez, and we got a very, very good 2-0 victory, the clean sheet. I do not know how we are going to play like that this time round, but we really need something and we really need to be clinical in this game. Take every single chance, defend well. Manchester United has done well against these big teams because they decide to play attacking football. So you either go into this game playing counter-attacking football, or you just defend, take up all the shots, save all that, and then get your chances and score them. Of course, you also remember in 2013 we lost 6-3 at their place. So as I've said, it hasn't been good at all. We also beat them back in 2010 at their place. So only 2 wins since 2010 and a couple of draws. But other than that, they've always scored 3 goals, 6 goals against us. So not really convincing. Now I'll get to the lineup, what my lineup would be for the game. I'll talk about 2 lineups. I'm caught up between 2 lineups that I would start. The first one is a 3-5-2 and the second one is the usual 4-2-3-1, the one Arteta would normally go for. So yeah. So for my formations, the first formation I'll talk about is the 4-2-3-1 that we usually play. If you're gonna play that same way again, here's what my lineup would be. Of course, Leno in goal. At the back, I'll have Bellerin, Socrates, Pablo Mari and Saka. If Mustafi was available, I'd play him ahead of Socrates, but in the midfield is where it gets interesting. I would actually partner Xhaka and Luiz. As I've said in this video, when they came to the Emirates, they really dominated us in the middle of the park. I know Xhaka wasn't there, but every time they got a chance, they just went past Guendouzi, went past Torreira, and De Bruyne got so much space. So our midfield at the Etihad has to be solid. And the last time we got a victory at their place, our midfield was okay, was good that day. Cazorla and Coquelin played really well, and that's how we managed to keep a clean sheet and get those 2 goals. Ahead of them, I'd play Pepe, Martinelli on the left, Ceballos and Aubameyang. This would be more of a counter-attacking formation. That's why I'd go for pace, Pepe, Aubameyang and Martinelli. And of course, Ceballos, I know is not the best, but I'm actually just picking the best from a poor bunch. And Ozil away from home at Man City, the way Man City have so much energy with the likes of Rodri and their wing backs and left backs, the likes of De Bruyne, Mahrez, Sterling. Someone like Ozil wouldn't really help you in this game. So that would be my formation, and those would be the players that start if it was a 4-2-3-1. Leno, Bellerin, Socrates, Mari, Saka, Luiz and Xhaka in midfield, Pepe, Ceballos, Martinelli and Aubameyang. That way we can like switch up. Luiz can go back to defense and make it a 5 when needed. Martinelli can come back, Pepe can come back and all that. So that would be my formation. That would be my formation if Arteta sticks with the same 4-2-3-1. Now for the formation that I would prefer to go for in this game, 3-5-2. That would be my preferred formation for this game. I'd play Bellerin and Saka as the wing backs, a back three of Luiz, Socrates and Pablo Mari. In the midfield, I start with Ceballos and Xhaka, and Pepe in behind Lacazette and Aubameyang. That would allow the likes of, if when we have the ball, that can allow Luiz to come into the midfield and give those passes to the three players up front, and Saka and Bellerin can attack more in this game, because if you play a back four, I know Saka's done well, but in that wing with the likes of Mahrez is going to be under a lot of pressure. So if you play a back three and give Saka more freedom to go forward and put in those crosses, and Bellerin, I normally prefer him as an attacking defender, not even I don't even feel like he defends well. I prefer him attacking. So in this game, he can push forward and give those crosses to the likes of Aubameyang and Lacazette. And in the middle, I'd have Xhaka and Ceballos, because we literally have no one else to play there. If I had Torreira, I would have played him there. And as I've said, Guendouzi in the home game, he didn't play well and he was really dominated. And Ozil, you can't have Ozil in that position. And Willock hasn't impressed many. So, and Ceballos actually puts in some tackles and stuff. So I'd also prefer that formation just to see how Pepe does in behind the strikers and not as a winger. I feel the likes of Aubameyang and Pepe are wasted on the wing. I know Aubameyang still scores from that position, but he has to defend 70% of the game and attack 30%. So if you can have him do 50-50, and if we were defending in this game the first 20 minutes and counter them and have Pepe, Lacazette and Aubameyang up front to do their thing, I believe we can get something from this game. So my preferred formation would be a 3-5-2, but if Arteta goes with the same formation he normally goes for, I'd play Luiz in midfield. Let me know what you guys think about that formation. Let me know which one you'd start. Is it a 4-3-2-1 4-2-3-1 that we normally play, or would you change up the formation to 3 defenders, 5 defenders, or change the formation to a 4-4-2, maybe something crazy? Let me know. But of course, you can't play a 4-4-2 against Man City. The midfield would kill you. So let me know what your thoughts are on the game. And if we start with that formation, I'd go for Man City 2, Arsenal 2, conservative. If we can get a win in this game, that would be massive. That would fill every fan with confidence. That would be really, really good. So comment down below whether you start Lacazette, Martinelli, Nketiah, and also let me know what you think of the formations. Let me know your prediction. Thanks for supporting the channel. Make sure you subscribe. Thanks for watching, and God bless.